I can't know that there's a puzzle and just ignore it. Like, I'm willing to give up on a puzzle, but I'm unwilling to be made aware of a puzzle and not attempt it, at least. We're never past solving a puzzle. Even if I have partially brute forced it, we can always find the actual solution to the puzzle. Hmm. We reached the Canaries in 3 days. Huh. I wonder if that's important at some point. I just so badly want to solve this puzzle. I hate the thought of not solving the puzzle. I don't think that's actually the ship's steward. I need to see him in other contexts to know. Um... Can you try to dissuade me from tackling that puzzle just yet? No. I'm probably not going to dive into it completely, but I'm currently looking at it for a second at least. I think one of them is in the bargain. I can't seem to spot a fourth person that seems to me to be Chinese. That one's a maybe. Yep. 3 Chinese men, who are exactly the same rank and nobody ever addresses them by name. So some real brainy shit. Yeah. Yeah, we found out Beanie Guy. He was someone I put a lot of effort into. And then Brad just gave me the answer. Or rather, told me that I was thinking too hard. The guy literally yells blind out of a doorway, "Hey, Brennan!" And I'm supposed to know that in a room with 3 people, which one he was talking to. You know what? Fuck this game. I wanna reiterate a comment I made earlier. God, fuck this game. I want to be on the record as saying, screw you, man. Night, Lucas. Sleep well, friend. Yeah, well, I can do the listening gesture too, but that doesn't make me every name that ever gets called out. Night, Bob. For sure, man. Alright. Let's not invest too heavily in that. Let's invest heavily in other stupid things. I feel like I can make some real progress with the disappearances. The disappearances seem like low-hanging fruit. At least partially. I marked this guy as a disappearance, and there's no way that's correct. Or, I'm sorry, I marked this guy as having been shot, but that would not be a disappearance. Where else do I see him in the game? I'm thinking I've got the name wrong for him, just like entirely. Yeah, that was my thing as well. All right, so Arkrantz articulated what I was kind of feeling at the time, because my issue was that he was, at least to my way of thinking, he was the bad guy. He was causing a lot of chaos, killing people, and so I read his gesture of cupping his hand to his ear as overhearing something, not as being summoned. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Right now. You're at it. It wasn't a huge issue. but I was misreading the situation and it was giving me a mental block. And Brad politely said, go back and check out that section again. So I looked at it again and finally came to the conclusion, I bet that guy's Brennan. So I got it with a little bit of coaxing. I really love solving puzzles when they are in the solved state. I do not like solving puzzles on stream when I'm in the I'm quietly frustrated state. Because it doesn't make for great content all the time. It's not bad, it's just not good, you know? Let me go back to that. No, I more love the result. I love the aha moment, but sometimes getting there is pretty hard.
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us! Give it up!
Well, that's great. Okay, I want to figure out who this guy is. I don't like not knowing who this guy is. The only other memory he's present in is this memory where everyone is present and nobody's there because everyone's asleep. That's neat. I love it. That's good stuff. These are the only two memories he's present for. God, that's fucking awful. So I have no information. This guy is just going to be pure process of deduction, huh? Love it. Is there any other officer that I actually haven't identified? I'm kind of annoyed that I haven't found the purser yet. Guess it could be him. He has a whole bunch of books with him when he's going in the boat, so maybe those are like the ledger. Maybe that's what I'm maybe that's where I was supposed to read that from. He's got books in hand. Violet Villian, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. No probes.
Well, you know what? It's September, so why don't I match some of those? There we go. I actually feel confident that that's probably the purser. How is this guy not the carpenter? Did I really get that rused? He was the carpenter's mate and the other guy was the carpenter. I'm a fucking idiot. And maybe very possibly mildly racist. In my wow, oh so mild defense, I would like to point out that I got nothing. I just assumed 1800s and I'm like, the black guy is probably the mate. And I'm a huge piece of shit and I'd like to acknowledge that and say sorry. Do you? I don't even remember seeing that dialogue. Okay. I totally buy it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I believe you that the dialogue was that way. I don't even remember that bit of dialogue. Well, fuck, I'm a huge piece of shit. That sucks ass. I don't want to be a huge piece of shit. I like not doing that. Silapenda, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. What a bummer. It's okay. I'm over it. I've locked in so many of them at this point that it's gonna be a real pain to get a triple. Yeah, that's true. It does do that. Does this guy's clothes tell me anything about his job? So he's pictured here playing dice, so I think he's not an officer. Like, he's not high up. So I think he's one of the 4 Englishmen. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, some of the questions that have been asked are probably bordering on backseating and stuff like that, but I also understand that the nature of this game, a lot of questions are intended to be completely harmless, so I'm taking a lot of it with a grain of salt. What have I got that's low-hanging fruit? I feel like everything is a big puzzle at this point. There is no way, there is 0% chance I have enough information to figure that dude out. I bet I can figure that dude out. Supposedly, this guy is the easiest motherfucker to figure out. Let's look at what his memories are, shall we? Well, first it's the memory that everyone was there for. Literally everyone. So that doesn't help. There's this one, where I guess this one might actually be helpful to figure out who he is. There's this one where I can almost guarantee he's one of those guys on the deck that's hoisting the sail. And then there's this one where he fucking eats it. Hey, Carolyn. He doesn't speak in that scene. Don't think that's him talking there. That's my best guess. I feel like this is the only scene... No, no, no. This is the only scene where I stand to gain any information. There's 28 people present in this scene, which is kind of shitty. But I feel like this is the only place I have to get any information. So let's go for that one. So that's not this one, that's this one. Okay, let's find him. So we're looking for, that guy in the white coat, that's right. Oh, Caro. Thank you for the gift sub. The gift sub to Ryocho. Which is Spanish for Rye8. Oh, is he up here? I keep forgetting that there's guys up here during this scene. It's this guy, right? Okay, so this is the only piece of information I have about him. Look at this laid-back pose. Look at this man with not a worry in the world. Apparently, this scene, and this scene alone, is capable of cracking the case wide open. So his outfit is actually really unique, and in the picture it looked white, and so I had mistaken him originally for the cook. Is there a job he could have that would maybe make some sense why I don't know who he is? Maybe the bosun's mate? I guess maybe the bosun's mate. That's very possible. He doesn't immediately look to me like he is meant to be profiled as Indian. So ship steward seems out. And then from here down, it would have to be that his outfit is common to a country. I don't think he's Chinese. He could be British, or this could be him standing out as the single Scot. Like his uniform is distinctive. Like what he's wearing is very distinctive. It's different. There's no one who shares this outfit with him, as far as I've seen. And I would think that would be a bigger clue, and boy howdy, is it just not. I haven't found anyone who has made it clear to me that they are French. If I could just hear someone speak with a French accent, I feel like that would be great. I still haven't worked out the name of who it was that pulled the trigger on that guy. Achtung! Bring me my Frenchman! So they just dropped it immediately and then carried it off? Does that mean that this guy actually might have been present in another scene? Does the game ever lie to me about what scenes they're present in? Because it does not say he's present here, but the timeline might suggest that he would be, right? Huh. This guy would be making so much money if he charged hourly for insurance adjustment. Because it's taken me almost 11 hours to get here. I'm just saying, this guy would be making bank. Insurance adjusters make like... They can bill for like $400 an hour, right?
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us! Give it up!
He had a very specific accent. I bet he's the Scot. I kind of have to hear it again. It really sounded like it was a Scottish accent, or at least something close to that.
On your toes.
Go back.
Here.
Pepe!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up.
Doesn't that feels like that was a Scottish accent. God damn it, stop doing that. I mean, for the surgeon and the surgeon's mate, the mate didn't do all the work. The surgeon was always the guy in the thick of it. We saw the mate with his feet kicked up on the desk in that one scene, the second cold scene. Anyway, I'm just trying to defend myself from being a horrible, unconscionable racist. I feel really confident that that guy was the Scotsman. For the people remaining, it was definitely the closest I could see. It's not Chinese or English. Or Indian or French. I really need to hear everyone talk. I think I'm gonna have to like go back through scenes. See, the problem is that scenes where a person dies in it, you get to narrow it down to whose voice is who, at least for one person. But for these disappearances, I can go to all of his memories. Like, I can do that. But I'm not going to be able to pick out his voice necessarily. Unless I have a ton of context. How about this one? Maybe? Maybe. So this guy's the one who said, another one over there. I'm supposed to guess that based on the pointing. How? Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. Though that would not have helped me narrow it down to Nick, I don't think. But I believe you. Yep, you're right. He does call him boss. I haven't worked out who his attacker is because I haven't worked out the guy's name. Like, I know who it was. It was, this guy right here. Who shot him. At least I'm almost certain it was. Yeah. But I don't know who this was yet. I think the game wants me to say it's the bosun's mate because the bosun's mate was French and he's wearing stereotypical clothes. But you know, I will say that the last time I adhered to a stereotype, I looked like a real heel, you know? I looked like a real horse's ass. Stereotypes did get me the guy with the tattoos. Okay, fair point. Honestly, fair point. Touche. This doesn't tell me what happened. He's the other one from the bargain. Now I understand. Okay. Him and the other dude don't disappear until the bargain. Which other guy? Him. I knew there was another one. It's really interesting that she tells him to go. He tells her to go below deck. Yeah. Both look like they would be correct under these circumstances. Well, Cook hit by tail was accurate. I had originally marked it as getting spiked, but he didn't. He got slapped by the tail, which I should have noticed that there were no spikes and that the shape of the tail was like it had just whipped. So I think that was actually fair.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Nice fun. Yeah, it's a giant crab. Spider crab. With a guy dressed in all black riding it, throwing a spear.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
He's already bleeding at this point. This is before, right? This is before. And there's a spike here. Is the answer that he was spiked to death? Are you fucking kidding me? This idiot took a spike to the chest and then went and got shot. Now I gotta figure out whether or not spike to the chest or got shot. One or the other. Um, I think I'm gonna call it. Six hours is quite a long time for me to stream. So, as we did last time, let's get an ending.
All done? We should go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back. If you've still business here, climb up and finish it. Else I'll make to port.
Let's find out if this guy dies again. Maybe he won't die this time, you know, since we did such a great job.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
You guys think he dies this time? I think he dies again. I think he's gonna say, you did such a terrible job that I died again.
Believe a letter at this hour. Must be important. I'll be turning in now. Tea's all gone, so you might think about going to bed as well.
Yep. Oh wow, hold on. This is different. Dr. Evans has passed away. Although the book was not fully solved, he asked me to express his appreciation at your attempt. He understood the difficulty of the task and that his final wish to see the completed book would not come easily. Of the 4 of us that survived the Obra Dinn's terrible ordeal, only 3 remain now. They all went to Morocco! That's mean. We're going back into the game. It's hinted at since the beginning? I doubt it. I think I would know if it were hinted at since the beginning. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm about to cut. Wait. It's not Europe, it's Africa, right? Morocco's in Africa. He was the bosun's mate. Oh, someone spoiled that earlier. Whoever that is a real dick. Well, what would you have called it other than fell overboard? He like stabbed the tentacle and then went missing. Kind of figured he got fucked up. They say your Frenchman was torn apart. I do remember that now that you mention it. That seems unimportant though. I'm not gonna slot all these in because I feel like these will be a great assistance in confirmations. I didn't actually mean to hit Africa, but okay. It did not occur to me that this Henry Evans was that Henry Evans. But that's because I'm very good at video games. Bye!